Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we'll be looking at how we can introduce a tab bar screen. Because remember that in the original design that we're trying to build, we have a tab bar with three different options. We have home, we also have like all the different My Garden vegetables, we have pests, and so on. And maybe we can add some more tabs in the future. All right. Okay. So right now we have a vegetable list screen, and I'm going to go ahead and add a new template or a file from new template. And this video might be a little bit smaller because we're only trying to get the tab bar screen to work. And once we get that, then we can move on to the other things. So I'll call it vegetable tab bar screen. Now there are so many different ways of creating a tab bar. I mean, you can write an enum, you can do the loops and all of that stuff, but I'm just going to keep things simple, and I'm going to just make sure that we have those tabs. So what will be the simplest way to create a tab view? Well, how about just hard coding it, right? We'll go ahead and say the first one will be a vegetable list screen. So that will be, and then we can also say over here the tab item. So this will be our first tab item. And I can go ahead and create an image as well as some sort of a text. So I'm just going to use like a leaf image, and text will be vegetables. And you can see right there that we have our first tab item. All right. So nice and simple. Okay, great. What will be the second one? Well, the second one will be My Garden. Now, I don't really have any screen saying My Garden, so just for the placeholder, I can simply just say over here, My Garden screen, and I can use the same thing, like the tab item. So let's just go and put the tab item over here. But in this case, I don't really want to use the leaf, and I don't want to say vegetables. So let's change this to a house representing my something, and I can say My Garden. Okay, good. So now we have two things. Same thing, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to paste it, and this will be like a pest information. So we'll just say pest, and now I'll use some sort of a system image like a ladybug for pests, and we can say pests. All right, perfect. I think it's looking pretty good. Now if I click on any of one of these things, you can see that it highlights it and it goes to that particular view. Now another thing that we want to do is navigation. Now keep in mind that when we are at this screen, which is our vegetable list screen, we should be able to go to the details. So eventually we'll go ahead and add kind of like a detail screen, right? So this navigation will be different from if I'm on My Garden screen and I want to go to a different path over here, different navigation. So for that, this basically means that we have to wrap everything inside the navigation stack. So we'll have three different navigation stacks. So I'll create a navigation stack, and I'll try to carefully to wrap each one in its own navigation stack. All right. So I'll say navigation. So each of the history for every single tab bar item will have its own history, or with its own navigation stack, navigation history. And that is important. If you don't do that, then you're going to get into some issues, because when you are on vegetable list screen and you are like drilling deep into the vegetable details, like maybe there's a button or something and we can click on the whole row and it will take you to the detail, that navigation is only for vegetable list screen, not for My Garden screen or pests. So that's why we're using a separate navigation stack for each one of them. All right. Now another thing to keep in mind over here is right now, if I look at the vegetable list screen, it actually performs the action, it fetches the data, and then it, simply prints out or displays all the information. I think that's fine. I don't think that we need to go and pass the vegetables over here, like so over here, vegetables. And the reason I'm saying that is fine is because the vegetable list screen is actually a screen. It's not some sort of a reusable view. So I think it's perfectly fine if the vegetable list screen itself is performing this task or performing the call to the server and getting all this information. That is fine, right? I mean, if it's doing that, that's fine. Okay? So there you have it. If I go to the vegetable tab bar screen, you should be able to see my first screen that is getting displayed, which in this case is vegetable list screen. And we got all the three tabs working. One other thing that you should change is in the app file, and now in this case the vegetable tab bar screen is becoming your home screen, so make sure that you make that change. If you don't make that change, that when you run the app on the simulator or on the device, it will not use the vegetable tab bar screen as your home screen. So that is your home or the root view. All right. So that is pretty much it for this time. And in the next lectures, we'll be looking at how we can start working on a vegetable detail screen where we can easily go once we tap on any of these vegetables. All right, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video and want to support my channel, then the best way would be to check out azamsharp.school. Azamsharp.school is one of the largest collection of iOS development videos. I have courses on everything that you can imagine for iOS development. This includes Skip, AI for iOS developer, full stack e-commerce app development using SwiftUI Node, Postgres, SwiftUI architecture, Supabase, Firebase, Firestore, core data, full stack iOS development using Vapor. Oh, it's just so much courses, so much to learn, right? Test-driven development, MapKit, Reality Kit, machine learning, so many courses. And I also host workshops. Now these workshops are 3.5 hour long, and they are very, very hands-on. The next workshop coming up is on February 7th, but you can always look at the workshop pages and enroll for these workshops. You can enroll for these things by purchasing individual courses, or you can also become a monthly or annual member and you get access to the workshop for free. This is a pretty awesome deal. So hopefully you have enjoyed it, and thank you so much, and make sure to share the video, and I will see you as an Azam Sharp member. Thank you.